Janice. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Shay Janice. Thank you all for tuning in. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you have not already and you've been watching my videos. If you've been watching my videos and you're not subscribed, then what are you doing? Okay? Support a girl, okay? But as you all know, I'm reviewing Married at First Sight Season 17. And today, this week, I'm reviewing episode 13. It's not the best. We know how this season is going if you've been watching the show. If you haven't been watching the show and you're just tuning in to hear what's going on the show, I don't think anyone is going to make it. So I'll just start off by saying that. The first couple I'm going to review is Emily and the Mean Guy. Brennan apologizes to Emily after the pool incident, and Emily feels like he's already shutting down. He says he was trying to do right and is sorry for hurting her, and that he will be mindful of his delivery when he's speaking to her. I think at this point she's done because he's a little too late with an apology. So I'm guessing the experts told them to write letters to their younger selves. And so during this time, we actually learned something about them. We learned something about Brennan, which is really big. So Brennan used to seek mentorship from his friend's father, and he feels like he could have enjoyed his childhood better versus having to grow up so fast. So he felt like he had to become an adult a lot faster when he was younger. Maybe he will keep this up by letting Emily in and actually building a bond with her. See, I wrote these notes before the rest of the episode aired. You know, I typed these notes as I'm watching the show. Anyways, Brennan then seeks advice from his friend, and he asks his friend, was he doing a good job? His friend doesn't know. But his friend even told him that he's treating this marriage like a chore. Which he probably is. Like, he seems like he hates every bit of it. You knew you were going to be on a reality show by signing up for this process. So you should have had that in mind that, hey, I'm going to have to be open. If you were not going to be an open person during this experiment, then you should have just not signed up. During the session with Dr. Pia, Emily keeps it real. Brennan doesn't like the fact that Emily informed Dr. Pia of their shortcomings. You know, she was very transparent about how it was going after their last session, and Brennan felt like she should not have brought up any of the negative aspects of their relationship because he felt as though they were doing much better, and that was just kind of killing the vibe, I guess. Dr. Pia notices his pushback and asked Brennan what his issue was and that he's being defensive, which we've seen that. And remember, a couple of videos ago, I was like, Brennan is not used to being called out, especially by a woman of color. He's not used to this at all. It's probably the fact that she's a woman, that she's of color. I'm assuming that he's like, oh no, why are you calling me out? Don't talk to me. That's his energy. Emily admits that he gets more reactive when the cameras aren't around, which is not good. She feels like she's walking on eggshells around him. He's defensive, and Dr. Pia, of course, continues to call him out. Pia asks what Emily can do to make it where he isn't defensive. And he needs her to validate the efforts in his changes, but what changes has he really made? Dr. Pia tells them that they're having a parallel experience, but are handling it in different ways. So that's why they're clashing. But I think that with Brennan, he's going to clash with anyone because he's not open as he should be for this process. They're not going to make it. Brennan needs therapy. And Dr. Pia just needs to continue to call out the BS. All right, moving on to Austin and Becca. Apparently, Becca is a sex vixen per the wedding and what she says. They go on a date to a terrarium. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And she has figurines to put in the terrariums. Why are you putting these figures in there with the plants? These sexual figures. It's a little weird, but who am I? The terrarium part is a cute little date. I wouldn't mind doing that. But the thing with that, you have to maintain the plants, and I don't know if I'm up for that yet. They discuss the intimacy of their relationship. She's very sex positive, is what she says. And we can tell. He says he is as well, but we can't tell. Her and the ladies meet up, the other ladies of the experiment, and she tells them that she wants Austin to move faster. Brennan points out that Austin gets in his head when he meets with Austin, and Austin agrees. However, he needs to communicate this to Becca, that he gets in his head. Also, Brennan may be a little brighter than I thought, because he points out that Austin is in his head about this intimacy situation. And honestly, he can tell because he's also in his head about the whole experiment. All right. So, Austin and Becca meet with Dr. Pia, and during their session, Dr. Pia wants to get to the bottom of the issue. The issue apparently is the pressure and just the topic of it all when it comes to Austin. He has gotten in his head so much about it that I guess it makes him nervous. Dr. Pia sends them an Easter basket of things to make their intimate process move faster. Austin makes an obstacle course for Becca. I'm not sure why he did this, because she just had surgery. She's blindfolded. This seems a little bit dangerous to me. Anyways, nothing else there. Claire and Cameron. We learned that Cameron is having atrial fibrillation, also known as AFib, and has to have surgery. He says it was no need to contact Claire when he was on the way to the hospital. I'm wondering, is this before or after she was crying on the phone to Dr. Pia? Alright, moving on to Claire and Cameron. Cameron is having atrial fibrillation, also known as AFib, if you watch Grey's Anatomy or whatever, and has to have surgery. We know that from the last episode. He says it was no need to contact Claire. Now, I'm wondering if this is before or after she's crying over the situation over the phone with Dr. Pia. He, according to Claire, knows that she is a wart and wants her to hang back for the surgery. Girl, just send this man a text message every now and then, just asking him how he's doing, because something isn't right. You want to be there for him, but he doesn't want you to be there for him. Claire tells the ladies that she knows she was supposed to be here for Cameron. She knows she was supposed to meet him and be here for Cameron in a supportive manner. Also, why are we still hearing about them? Is it because of his condition? Because they are not going to be married. They have decided to get a divorce. And I'm guessing, I'm just guessing it's because of Cameron's medical issues. They just want to keep us in the loop about that and make sure we know that he's doing okay, which I hope he really is. But I just really don't like the fact that he attributes his heart issue to Claire. Like, this was apparently something that was going on with you before you even knew Claire. Moving on to Michael and Chloe. Michael shows up on the couple's gathering while they were playing pool or whatever, I believe, and informs them that he was rematched. He invites the couples to his wedding, but Austin and Becca will be visiting Austin's grandmother. Now, I do want to say, I think that Michael is a great guy, and I think Chloe is a great woman. I don't think they are going to be great for each other. They're two polar opposites. He's very eccentric, and there's nothing wrong with that, and she doesn't seem to be. I think this is going to be a case where it's too much opposition and that they will not attract. I really do. All right, that's the video. Go ahead and like and comment. Again, if you have not subscribed to this channel, go ahead. I have more content coming. Thank you all for your support thus far. Love you.